But yeah, we've got the issue of the rain. The camera is only waterproof up to 5 meters, and the rain's quite heavy today, so we just didn't want to take that risk.
And then we just dolly it.
Like this.
And that's how we got that super smooth truck, guys.
Oh, here we are.
Tomorrow's a pretty short day actually. We shoot the time travel machine, so it's the first time we use the time travel machine, which will be exciting. I've seen some images of it, but I haven't actually seen it in the flesh yet.
Yeah, there were a few duds. Then Jono was like, hey, I need you to build a time machine. And we were like, yeah, we'll build a time machine. We started running it on like Mac operating systems, but then we couldn't afford all the updates. And Windows are a lot more durable. You can kind of kick it and it's fine.
Yeah, and in the process of moving through time, everything's a bit of a mess.
Secret squirrels.
No, yeah, secret squirrels is my base.
Our little learning our lines zone.
We're doing a tracking shot as she first meets Jamie when she travels back in time.
So we've got the camera set up on our dolly. Mom comes in here, grabs the keys off the table. Yep. And then we've got our sound guy up here because there's not enough room on the ground level. Here, I think we have probably the most important part of the scene, which is our cinder block.
So we shot Grant in a green screen studio at Massey University. We gave that to VFX artist Douglas. He took it into a program called Nuke and worked his magic.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning right now. We're driving around Wellington. We just left Landon Key. Essentially, we're just running around grabbing shots of city, and then we're gonna try and flood it in with water. Location number 2. What we're working with is basically a street corner that's fairly popular, and we're just trying to swing it for a time when there's no cars running through. A few cars coming through just right now. This is time to ruin the shot. We have a phone conversation happening between 2 different rooms.
Had 2 mics, one with a super long cord, and then I just ran one to another room.
We've got our radio studio over here, and then we've got Judy in here. So she's gonna be making a phone call up. And so we have them separated, that way we can get their sound separated. So what we've been doing is we just open up the doors, we slate them, they both hear them, and then we call action over the phone.
But probably not the best way about it, but it worked out well in the end.
There was a giant window in the apartment that we were shooting. I had to ask my flatmate, who's a climber, and he rigged a blanket curtain across the window to black out the space so that Connor, our cinematographer, could light the scene. He actually lit a scene with candlelight, which isn't something you normally have the luxury of doing, but we were lucky in that Connor had access to a really nice camera that let us light the scene by candlelight. Yeah, we were really lucky to be working with some really talented actors. We had 4 main actors actually, Gretchen, Nalika, who are the 2 adult actors, and Mia and Stacey, our 2 child actors. And it was my first time working with kids, which was terrifying. So I was actually really lucky in that I was able to treat them, even though they were 10 years old, I was able to treat them as adults. So I could direct them and give them complex direction, and they were actually able to internalize that and bring some really interesting things to screen. Our last scene that we had to film is part of the schedule, and every time we had to shoot, it was a rainy day, so we had to keep rescheduling and rescheduling and rescheduling this scene. Seems ironic given that we wanted it to rain, but we couldn't shoot when it was raining because we needed it to stop raining halfway through. So the practical rain, which was awful for our actors as they stood in the cold getting wet for 2 hours, was only to give the impression of rain hitting the ground and rain hitting the actors. But to create the full rain effect, most of the rain you actually see is digital. And again, Doug, our VFX artist, took in rain. It was filmed against a black screen and composited that over top to help sell the sort of driving rain effect.
There's a lot of information out there about climate change. It's in the news every day, and yet people still don't act much, including the government.
For me, it was really important that this film was entertainment before anything else. We wanted this film to be entertaining. If we can have a little bit of the entertainment that people consume, promote something positive, that's a lot more powerful than me telling you what to do.
People like movies. They like movies that make them feel stuff, and people don't change their habits or watch movies unless they're fun. So we came up with a bit of a fun way of looking at the issue.
288 miles per hour to travel back in time. But what?
this Back to the Future theme. Really the aim of it is to just reach as many everyday people as possible, and that those everyday people make a commitment to making some change.